with this one last thought. The basis of science is to be able to challenge science. That means that if somebody makes a claim, you don't silence them because you're afraid that they might influence other people. That is the worst thing you can possibly do. Censorship is about stopping and stifling someone because you don't want to hear what they say and you don't want others to hear what they say. But it has always backfired. And freedom of speech is being seriously diminished by the fact that we don't allow ourselves to hear what all the different doctors are saying. And I know this may sound conspiratorial to some people because, look, I grew up with conspiracy theories from my whole teen to mid-20s. I spent 10 years obsessed with them. I gave up on that shit, not because I didn't believe in them anymore, but because I realized something really important. We have two things in life: our circle of influence and our circle of concern. And these are how I view life's problems. The circle of concern are things, the circle of influence are things that you can actually do something about in your life. The problems you have, whether it's financial or otherwise, meeting people, whatever it might be. Then you have the circle of concern, which things you can't influence, but things that do bother you. These things might be like larger government problems or New World Order conspiracies, things that you can't prove or disprove. And you got to ask yourself something. How do you want to live your life? Do you want to live your life in fear and worried? I mean, I know a lot of people don't call it fear. They say, I don't fear anything. I'm just paying attention. The truth is, when you read stuff and your heart sinks, that's fear. That's like, oh my God, something's going on. The world's not what I thought it was. Our bodies aren't meant to sit there and worry about the world around us. The bigger issue I'm asking here is, what is in your circle of influence? And in this case, what's going on is that I do have concerns about what's going on in the world. But part of it I do have within my circle of influence. And that is the choice to what medicine I take, what measures I take, what precautions I take. I remember back at the beginning of the pandemic, I would spray down every bag of groceries. like every single thing I touched, I was so paranoid. And after learning new information, I just read the other day that a CDC study showed that they found that touching a contaminated surface, it's a 1 in 10,000 chance that you'll get it. And they admitted back at the beginning we thought differently, but now we know that we were wrong. So many things have changed since the beginning that I don't see people changing with that. And so I'm using this as the canary in the coal mine. That something worldwide that we're all affected by, every single one of us sees somebody who's affected by this. Other topics, other issues in life necessarily don't have particular, they're not issues that might affect your whole family to where you can really analyze it. But we can all look back over the last year and a half and say, who was way overboard with refusing to even comply with anything? The people who don't even want to cooperate with their neighbors, because I still wore a mask in the store and did what I was supposed to do, whether it worked or not. Then there's the people who comply with everything and wear 5 masks while they're swimming in a pool. Then there's the people in the middle who say, things are changing now, and we need to change with them. And so I'm urging people to look at the science on everything. Looking at the science right now on what's going on is just as important as it would have been back in the 70s or 60s to look at the science on smoking dangers, that more doctors don't smoke Camels, or that deforestation is a bad thing, or overfishing a certain area did decimate the population, or the trickle-down economy doesn't work. All of these different things are things we've been fed and believed, and so I don't have much trust in the masses. And that brings me back full circle to freedom. Freedom of the individual. And that's what's the most important thing. Far more important than the greater good. So yes, you might be a jerk for not sacrificing yourself for others, but it's still a right, and it still should be a freedom. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for coming along, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Be well. Thank you to my patrons. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to everybody who keeps me inspired. I didn't know if I was going to make this one, but I'm glad I did. Check me out on either YouTube. I hate even using that word because YouTube is going down the tubes and is down the tube. But you can see my podcast on any platform, whether it be Spotify, Apple, you name it. Just Google 15-minute free thinking and it will pop up. And I appreciate you all. Peace and love. Talk to you next time. Be well.